Now, we plan to get from 600 to 1,200 over the next 5 years. We're projecting 700 students for this upcoming fall. We're projecting 846 for the fall after that. And we're doing it by being more aggressive. You know, Mr. Jones just took over. Our enrollments dropped from 974 in 2006 to 533 in 2011. And I don't know to what to ascribe that, except that something obviously went awry. Mr. Jones took over, and right away, we saw our enrollments increase by the 17% overall. And we expect under his leadership that we're going to be able to continue to grow at about that rate, at about 17%, without compromising our quality. Now, you talk about how do you get those 1,200 students. Of course, we pride ourselves on the fact that we are academically excellent, and therefore you got to have great students in order to do that. So we know we have to compete for the great students. And most times when we're competing for students, if we're the second choice, the first choice is Notre Dame. The first choice is, the University of Tennessee, University of Michigan. The first choice is Vanderbilt. The first choice is, some other great university. And so when we're competing, almost always we're competing against the top schools. And so those very top candidates, we do have to make sure that we're providing them sufficient scholarships to be competitive. But our budgets will be able to sustain that. We have about a 36% discount rate. And if you know that means across private colleges, the average is about 43%. So we are not putting ourselves in a tough position by doing that. But we recognize that we're going to always have to do that. And so we're going to make sure that we're doing the other kinds of recruiting that we have to do to make sure that we have the cushions necessary in order to be able to pull that off. Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
What if this was 2113 instead of 2013? What I'm asking is, what is the future of predominantly black institutions? Will they change in the next 100 years, or what do you see ahead?
Well, absolutely. That's a great question. We're changing now. In fact, we've always been changing. In fact, you look at Fisk, unless you know these facts, you suspect that we're 100% African American students, and we're not. We're 85% African American students. We have about 15% minority participation among our students, and that's across the spectrum. We recognize that we need to maintain this excellence for everybody, and so we do not discriminate. And so if you want to find racial ethnicities, there at Fisk, you find them easily. Great students, incidentally, I might add as well. But we're making a concerted effort, quite frankly, to make sure that we have a diverse student population, because we believe that's important. We believe that's important for education. And quite frankly, Fisk was founded on the premise that it would make education available to all, not just African Americans. And so we're certainly going to be moving in that direction. There's no doubt about that. I expect HBCUs, though, will always have a role to play in our communities, just like Notre Dame and Georgetown have roles to play. Okay? I taught at Notre Dame for many years. I taught at Georgetown for many years. I understand and appreciate their heritage and what they mean to the students who come to those schools. And yet they're diverse as well. And that's what we will always do. But it's also important to note that most of our institutions, our HBCUs, are located in the communities where the folks are just like those folks at the HBCUs. In other words, you look at what surrounds Fisk's campus, we have a responsibility to that group. And as long as that group exists, there's always going to be an opportunity for HBCUs to serve the community. And that's the broader community as well. But first and foremost, the community that surrounds that campus. And so 2113, HBCUs will be very different. There's no doubt about it. We have to work on our financial models. And in fact, we're developing a new financial model for Fisk, which includes our doing a lot of things we've never done before. Quite frankly, like online certificate training, which is something that we're instituting right away. But also we're looking at other opportunities for online education for graduate students as well as undergraduate students. So all the kinds of things that we ought to be doing to educate students, but also things we ought to be doing to serve the community. are all on the table. And I suspect you're going to see our university and other universities like ours doing more and more of that as we go through time.
Time for two more. We've got Helen Gay and after Ed.
What do you want to promote as your brand? When people say Fisk University, what do you want to have them come? Like people hear, you hear Belmont, you think music business. You hear Vanderbilt, you think academic excellence. And maybe football, but kind of not football. What would you like people, when they hear Fisk University, what do you want them to hear?
It's a fair question. I'll tell you what I hear. When I say Fisk University across this country, the absolute first thing I hear is academic excellence. That's the absolute first thing. And there are other great institutions of higher education of Fisk's size, historically black colleges and universities of Fisk's size. And folks will talk about those institutions, you know, in glowing ways. And they'll eventually get to the fact that they have some pretty good academic programs as well. But the one thing I hear from all over this country, even if persons don't really know what Fisk is, believe it or not, even if they don't know that Fisk is in Nashville, they talk about academic excellence. And quite frankly, that's what attracted me. I said, there's something there worth doing. And so that's the brand.
Mine's not actually a question, but it's a compliment. I have had the opportunity to attend some events at Fisk, and across the board, when you are on that campus and walking across, they are the most amazingly polite, well-mannered, helpful students, college students I have ever met. They say hello to you as you walk across. They are all very friendly if you need directions, and I was so impressed every single time I've been over there and seeing the quality of the students that are there. So I just wanted to tell you you've got a great foundation to build on.